Hey there, I'm your host Lisowi, and this is part 5 of the crafting series. In the last episode, we created the inventory UI, and in today's video, we'll go ahead and create the transfer slots for the inventory. So with that said, let's begin. Let's start by going to the inventory component. So let's open up that, and the last thing we did was the toggle inventory. So next, we'll create a function called transfer slots. And in here, we want three things. We want to know the index for this inventory, so index, and we want the inventory we're dragging from and its index as well. So the middle variable will change to an inventory component. That's the source inventory. And then this is our index, our source index as well. So that's that. Let's grab a inventory slots variable for this, do a copy of our index, and we can promote this to a local variable, local underscore item. And then we have the target, the source. So we'll get inventory slots as well. And just like we did here, we'll get a copy of this index. So get source index, and just to make this clean, we can do get source inventory. We don't have to drag any lines, and connect. There we go. And if I could line this up, that would be nice. And we'll promote the local underscore source item. So there is that. And if that's the case, we want to get a sequence. On one, we'll have the both inventories update. So update inventory function. We want one for the source and one just for ourselves, like so. And drag this over, and there we go. So on one, we'll have the code running. So on 0, we want to check if the item IDs match. So get the target, get the source, break them apart. We just want the item IDs. So we can do an equals, and then get rid of the quantities. Don't need that. And if you don't mind the empty variable, you can always just split this too. That's also an option. So we'll check for that. A branch. If the item IDs are matching, we want to add it, or we want to combine the stack. If not, we'll switch them around. So it's easier to switch them around. So we'll do that first. So on false, we can do create new stack twice. So this is essentially just overriding the array element. So target ourselves, index ourselves. So get index. This just comes from here again. And the item ID will come from the source. So we're switching them around. So the target gets the source and the source gets the target. Pretty straightforward. So this is the source inventory. So we need to grab that with the source index. So we got that here somewhere. There we go. And with the target item. So get that, split it, and connect it. And then it would go and it would update. And just to make this a little bit clearer, we'll go ahead and name them. This is the target inventory. And this is the source inventory. So there we go. On true then, we'll go ahead and create a variable, local variable called local underscore total quantity. And we'll set this to be an integer. We'll set that. Let's give ourselves some space here. Now, how this will be set? We want two of these guys. This time we want the whole thing. And we don't want the item ID. We want to add those. And then the added value will actually be what's the total quantity. So that's that. We want to check if this value is greater than the stack size. So how do we get the stack size? We need the item details. and this will come from one of these. What I'll do is just to keep this clean, do that, like that. There we go. Local item. Matter. Local. I don't think it matters, does it? No, because they're matching, so it doesn't matter. So if that's the case, we'll go ahead, break this open, stack size here, and we'll get a branch that goes in here. So if that's true, we want to minus the total quantity we've accumulated from the stack size. So we'll bring that down and we'll just minus that here. And then we want to promote this to a new variable called local underscore the subtracted quantity left, whatever makes more sense to you, like so. We want to get this again, paste it here, and let's see. So this is the target. Now with the item ID, I will recombine this, break that open, like that there. And the quantity for the target, I want to be the stack size. So we'll plug that in here. And the quantity in the source, then I want to get rid of this, grab that. I want to be the quantity left. Go. So the example here I can give, for example, let's say the stack size is 10 and we have 8 and 5. So clearly that's 13. So this is greater than the stack size. So well, then we'll do the total quantity, which is 13 minus 10, which leaves us 3. So this is 3. This gets the 10 and this gets the 3. So again, that's documented here. So that's fine. And if that's false, what we'll do is set that. Oops. Hold Shift. We'll get this. The target will get the quantity left, or the total quantity. And oh, that's the index. What am I doing? What am I doing? So that's the index here. Item ID. And then the source would be empty because we haven't exceeded the total stack size. So there's that. Compile and save. Next, inside the inventory folder, you want to right click and get the blueprint class. Now in here, we will search for something called a drag drop operation. And this is what will allow us to drag and drop. So we'll call it DDO, drag drop operation underscore inventory slot, because that's what we're dropping and dragging. Double click, go inside, and you want two variables in here. You want one for the inventory component and one, oops, I added an extra one, and one for the index. So we'll call it inventory component. And then the second variable we'll call index. And you want both of these to be instance editable and expose on spawn. So make sure you do that. And once you're done, compile and save. Next, we want to go ahead and open up the inventory slot in the UI. So inventory UI, inventory slot. In here, on the event graph, we want to go ahead and override the function called onPreview mouse button down. So in here, we want to get the mouse event and do is mouse button down, check for the left mouse, or right if you want, get a branch and continue. And before we do any of this, I want to check, is this a valid slot? So we'll grab the item and do a break. And if the item quantity or the item ID is not equal to 0, so it's not empty essentially, we can go ahead and continue with this. So close that and call the mouse event. Now, if this is called, we want to do detect and drag if pressed. And this will also ask us for the key, so left mouse button, and the pointer event, which is the mouse event here. So mouse event, this will just avoid dragging lines, like so, and we can return this like that. Now, if this goes true, it will execute the function. But if it doesn't on false, we can grab a sequence, and that would mean it goes to 0 and then 1, and then 1 would just simply say unhandled, unhandled. Connect here. Next, we'll go ahead and override another function called onDragDetected. Now in here would actually be the place where we create a widget that represents the item we're dragging. So for that, we can right click and duplicate our inventory slot, call it inventory slot preview, double click inside. Now in here, we can remove a lot of the functions we have. So on preview mouse button down, get rid of that, don't need that. Undrag detected, don't need that. Don't need any of this. We know the slot will be valid because it doesn't get dragged if it's not valid. So all that we need is this. We can get rid of the height, width, custom size, and we're good to go. Compile and save. And before we actually do, let's just make this a little bit smaller than the actual one. We'll do about 80. Compile, save, and head back. So in here then we'll do create widget, undrag detected, inventory slot preview, and we can do create drag drop operation. Connect that in here. Your drag drop operation, DDO inventory slot. This gives you the inventory component and the index. So let's connect this, and we have both of these. So we have variables, item ID, index, and we need the inventory component. Before we do, the return value will go to default drag visual. Index we have, but the inventory component we don't. So we will promote to a variable. Inventory component, and we need to somehow get this. So click on this, instance editable, expose and spawn. And if we head back to our inventory component, because we've done that in the inventory slot, if we right click, refresh, did it not? It should. Inventory refresh, it should give it to me, but it's compile and save. Now it should. There we go. So we'll grab the inventory component, plug it in, compile and save. And now we have that. It's going to be valid. So that's great. Next thing then is override on drop. So here then, we'll do a cast to DDO inventory slot. We can get the inventory component, get the index, and we can promote them to local values. So local inventory component and promote to local underscore index. Connect like so. By the way, this always will be true. So we can grab a sequence at the very start. And once it passes through everything, we can. So we're doing this first. And we want then to get or before we do, we want a branch. We want to check is this, if this inventory component is not equal to this one, the local one, because we don't want to have the same index in the inventory. That wouldn't make sense. And we then want to make sure that the index here as well is not equal to the local index. So either it's a different index or either it's a different inventory. So we want a or boolean. And we'll plug this in. And if this passes, we will get the inventory component and do transfer slots. There we go. Get the index. There we go. Source and source index. Select everything, press Q, and we've aligned it. We can select all of these, right click and do alignment right, just to make it a little bit more pretty. And once you're done, once you're happy, you can go ahead, compile and save. So with all of that done, let's hit play and let's see if our stuff actually is working. Select all of that, drag and drop. Yes, we can. Can we switch them around? We can. That's lovely. And we don't have any split option here. We'll do that in the next episode and we'll be able to test if they stack. So this is it for the video. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and create a split option. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like. And as always, happy developing.